audition like a bunch of drummers. And then Heather texted me one day, and she was like the Cupid. You know, she said, "Hey, this guy, I'm doing his hair now, and you know, he'd be a great audition for you guys."
Click, man. Like,
you
know,
he's heaven sent.
Musically, you know, when somebody clicks. So it was like I think it was like 3 songs that we tried. So we did just one, just from that one song. Like we knew, like it's
and you know, it's really hard because it literally took like a week to get a drummer. I couldn't believe that. A week? Yeah. I was.
That makes me laugh, actually.
I know. I was panicking because we had all these shows, and it was...
People go on vacation for a week.
I know! It was so super fast.
I mean, that is fast.
Yes.
Like, that's insane.
And not only finding someone, is just finding and clicking with that person. It's amazing.
The clicking is the most important part because there's a lot of great musicians out there that just don't mix. You know, like I've seen bands that split, and the musicians went into other bands and were still great, but they fit that band better.
Yes.
I mean, they're still friends, you know what I mean? But it's just, this didn't work.
It's like a chemistry, you know. You gotta, it's like,
and
like when you hook up with someone, you know, it's like there's a chemistry.
I remember that.
It was forgettable.
We are now.
It was forgettable.
Divorce is inevitable.
That silence is condemning.
So, have you played for original bands before?
Yeah. Since I was probably 14, I've been in a ton of bands. Wallow Sound being one of them. That was one of the first ones that I like played out a lot with. That was with my dad, Eddie, and J.J. Armstrong, Chuck Canasano, and a buddy of ours named Chad Holbrook. And we had that band for a few years. I also had a band recently in the last 6 years called By His Stripes. I did lead vocals in that band and rhythm guitar.
So you can sing too?
Oh,
I try.
Yes. He's got a great voice.
I try.
I do okay.
I love Phil Collins. No.
I was trying to fit in. I'm just trying to be cool like everybody else.
Trying to fit
I
in.
try.
Duolingo, dude. Duolingo.
El Trio.
Fuck all that old.
I put an O in it. When I did that in Spanish class, right?
Yeah.
I did O on everything.
I got an FO.
So that's 3 of them. That's three different bands you've been in. Original music, right? Mm-hmm. Did each band have its different difficulty of learning the songs as a drummer? Like, did it take you longer to learn some bands' music than it did others? Like Red Calling is very simplistic music. So
It is. It's commercial.
Yeah, he doesn't even play all the strings at his bass.
It is
do I get to use more than one drum?
we do have that commercial, like the mainstream structure, verse, chorus, verse. We do that. I mean, it's on purpose.
You have to.
Yeah, you have to. So it is simple in a way.
There's a formula.
Yeah.
We'll admit to that, man. Like, our songs are simple. Like,
But it's not a bad thing.
There are some intricacies to them that are, like, if you are a musician, you'll notice them.
Yeah.
Little subtle breaks and crescendos and stuff like that. Like, people notice that. But yes, the structure of it is very commercial, which I respect, honestly. They're great musicians, and it's fun to play it. So to me, that makes it easy to learn.
And how much easier does it make when they're great musicians and just insanely incredible people?
It's like the biggest blessing of my life thus far,
dude,
honestly.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Like, they're so easy to engage with, right? Until they leave and they're like, that motherfucker.
That's fine. Just do it behind my back. Don't do it to my face.
Exactly. Your friends lie to you, bro. That's how this works. So how long are you going to be in the band?
Probably till Sunday. Saturday night at 12:01.
Saturday, right?
So recently I was out to a show and it's a band I've seen a million times. And they had some new songs they've been working on, you know what I mean? Well, the drummer missed some shit. Mm-hmm. And then once he did that, his brain went, fuck.
Couldn't regroup.
What?
Oh, he choked.
Yeah.
And
my
the lead
God.
singer
I've been there, man. That's a horrible
first of all,
feeling,
the
yeah.
guitarist turned around and went, and then the lead singer turned around and went, and then he went, stop. Stop.
Oh, man. That's the
Are
first
you
rule,
fucking
man.
serious?
They stopped the show?
They skipped the song.
Wow.
When somebody messes up, you don't turn around and look at that person, man, because most of the times people won't notice until you do this.
I know. You make it so
What
obvious.
he had said was when people do this. So no, doing that, subtitles all night. So, but no, you're absolutely right. And I literally, that's funny that you say that because we were talking after it, And he was so pissed off about it. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't care that you even stopped the song. Don't call him out on stage. Like, don't do that. Like, most people watching, like, I've been, like I said, I used to set up stages for Metallica, ZZ Top, fucking Aerosmith, MC Hammer, seriously.
Really? Wow.
I set up stages for a couple years at an arena upstate New York, and it was one of the main stops in between, like, the city and, you know what I mean? But I've seen Steven Tyler stop a song because someone missed some shit. But he didn't turn around and go, my goddamn drummer done fucked that shit up. He just went, yeah, all right, let's do this shit again. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I saw Lars Ulrich stop himself.
Really?
He missed on the beginning. Like, no one else wouldn't have known. You know what I mean? If he would have just kept going, and he was so mad at himself, he literally went, guess I fucked that one up, and then went, and just went back into it. But he literally stopped, regrouped for a second, yelled at himself.
I vaguely remember seeing that. I think James Hetfield was like trying to like be like, "Hey man, don't worry about it," and he was like really cool about it, which helped the situation a lot.
Right.
You know?
But I mean, so I've seen it happen on that level. It's gonna happen, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Seriously.
I think it's the way you handle things.
Yeah.
Right.
If you make it like too obvious and you're like panicking and that's ugly.
One of the bands at Rockville, remember who was it? I think in this moment, like their backtracks.
Oh yeah, I know.
I think they went at the wrong time, but they still played and people still had a good time.
Yeah.
And that's why I try to explain to them too. I've seen most of you guys enough that like I have nightmares about your music, but I know it that well. So like when something weird happens, I notice it. But I'm constantly looking around because you guys are busy, so I'm trying to see if people are paying attention to you or talking. You know what I mean? No one knows.
Yeah. Well, if you know the song,
there was a show. There was a show. Remember that? Where was that show? That was a freaking disaster.
That place you'll never play again.
That was last year.
A disaster.
Niagara Tap.
A disaster,
dude.
We were trying new equipment.
Yeah, we just upgraded all of our gear, and then click tracks and backtracks, everything went at the wrong time. Like anything that could have gone wrong with that show went wrong.
Right.
So
I mean, and we all know it goes from the drummer to the bassist. You know what I mean? Like the tempo moves forward from there. You know what I mean? So, given that, would the drummer be the worst person to miss a step? Or does it matter? It depends on how hard the step is missed.
It's the timing.
Drummer, because it's the time. Yeah.
He keeps subtle and he pulls it through, as opposed to like him falling down and
Yeah.
But you know what, man? Messing up on a show is not that bad because now you know where you need to improve.
Yeah.
So for that show, like we actually took notes. Like we could have done these 4 things. Like we narrowed down to 4 things that we could have done to avoid it, and now we're just not doing them. But you just reinforcing them and just getting better at it.
Yeah.
But
that separates professionals from, I think, from amateurs is like looking at your mistakes and learn from them, not just like constantly beating yourself up over
right,
it.
Game film is important.
But you can practice all you want, but once you get in that real life situation,
so different.
It's a completely different thing.
Oh, Heather Alone, what's up, baby?
Hey, Heather, what's up?
Cupid, right? That's what we call her.
Yes,
Cupid.
just Cupid, Rockstar Cupid.
Aw, could you hook me up with Javier, Heather?
Javier is taken.
He's taken. He is mine.
Hi, everyone.
You're not my type.
A Spinal Tap moment, Tom McCall says. I don't think I've ever watched that movie. Have
I've
you?
never watched it. I thought it was a documentary for the longest time.
I feel like a terrible person.
I never watched it. I was like, documentaries are boring.
That shit really happens?
Is it good? Is it good? Is that a good movie? Because I've seen it around.
Welcome to America. No.
Why did you sound like Tony Montana?
I don't know, because I'm not Spanish, asshole.
He said, "Welcome to America" with a not American accent,
or any other fucking accent. That was like Pig Latin accent, right?
Oh my God!
I'm just kidding, baby. No, I don't know. Like, I feel terrible because it's a classic. It's a classic movie here, and I've never seen it, and I should. Have you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
And
it's hilarious. That's a good movie. I mean, it's
great review.
It's one of those like go-tos for a musician. It's not like the best movie I've ever seen, but it's a good movie. It's funny. It's got some good parts, and you can, if you're a touring or working musician at all, you get some yucks out of it. It's relatable. It's funny.
So movies, and let's do that. Let's get back to real people, real life. I don't know how to say this without sounding like a fucking racist, but where you guys are from...
That means you can't.
It's impossible, dude. I'm like, I know a lot of words, but this sucks.
We make it easy.
But, like, here, movies and theater and TV are big things here. And like you said, radio is still big there. Is TV...
No, but he said that remember you came here back in 2000.
There's TVs in my country, by the way.
No,
I know you got black and white. Listen.
But I think the point is...
If that's what you meant, is that what you're asking? We got TVs.
The Honeymooners is way old, bro. You can't be watching it.
But I think the point is with like they don't have a radio industry like we do, so it's not run by a bunch of producers in the same way.
But they do now because it's all internet.
Well, now, but yeah. But,
right, and that's why like EPs. You know what I mean? Like you guys now it goes from EP. Well, it goes from singles to EPs to a full album,
which is good.
Yeah.
And like you guys have been on the radio.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
With a single.
Yes.
And how did that happen? I mean, that was only 2013. Is that right?
Baba. It was with Baba. Lost Sponge. Yeah. Right. He played it. Yeah. He played it back. That was
when he was doing the band reviews. Yeah.
Yes. That was for Let Me Fade.
And
our single Let Me Fade.
How does that feel when all of a sudden?
It was amazing. It was a great feeling when I heard that on the radio, and he's huge in the radio industry,
right?
So he was amazing,
and he was pretty hard. He's a harsh guy. So if he didn't like you, he will destroy you.
He was hard. He was hard when we played there because we went to his show. It was bad luck because we just had like 3 times to set up everything. I didn't play with my amp, so the sound it's horrible. If you want to make a band suck, just
go
a bad sound to them. So it wasn't his fault. We didn't have enough time, but he was really nice when he reviewed the single because he played it, and he played it more than once. And
that's pretty fucking cool, right?
It was awesome. And we got like hundreds of likes on our page, on our Facebook page, when he played the music. Sure. It's amazing.
But so that's the thing is these days to get on the radio, you guys can't just go drop a fucking single to him and have him put
honestly,
it on.
I don't know how. I didn't submit that single. I don't know how he got a hold of the single. I know, right? I don't even know.
Rich
honestly,
King.
He had this local band review. I think it was a weekly.
It was a local band review.
Yeah, it was a weekly thing.
Sunshine and Bullets too.
Yeah,
Sunshine
and Bullets was on.
Yes, they were there too. Yeah.
And actually.
But listeners could have just sent it in. If any of your fans could have just sent it in.
Well, yeah,
I
think something like that happened.
I think that's more impactful almost than when a listener sends something in as opposed to the artist, because artists always send their stuff in. But when you have people who listen to your radio show saying, "Hey, I want to hear this," it's just a different vibe for the radio host, I would imagine.
Or they got flooded with garbage.
I can literally tell you how they heard of you, because Sunshine and Bullets was on there prior to that, and Rich had mentioned Red Calling to him when they were on there.
Oh, okay.
And
that's cool.
Then he got them to your music, and then brought you on.
That's
awesome.
Cool.
That's a real story. That's a real
okay.
Bullshit ass
Thank
story.
you, Rich.
Shout out
We
to
love
Rich.
you. We
Rich
miss
is a
you
great
guys.
guy.
Yeah, he is. Sunshine and Bullets is one of the best.
Oh, I didn't say that because he's a good dude. I'm just saying. I'm just saying I happen to know that about that.
Yeah.
And it's incredible to me that like a mediocre band is willing to bring a good band in to.
Like that. You really saying that?
That's messed up.
Well, they're not still together. I'm not scared.
Well, they went through the same experience. They lost Kyle last year, and it was funny because I think they were together for like 9 years, like the same time, that we spent with Destiny, and they found this guy. I don't know his name, but he's a great drummer too. The new drummer.
Jessica, I would like to apologize for cursing so much.
Why?
Because Heather Alone just told me, Stan, stop cursing so much. Jessica Pons is a lady. LOL, LOL. I don't know if the LOL was about you being a lady or about me cursing. But one way or another.
I am a lady, but this is your show.
I was just
you can curse all you want. It's your show.
People listen.
And your mom says your mom's listening.
Gabo, what's you doing? Oh, my mom's listening. First time she's ever listened to me. All of a sudden she's going to bitch? No. Go hang out with Heather and y'all stop cursing together. I don't give a shit how this works. So, you guys have a show Saturday.
Yeah.
You haven't been along, right? Do you feel like, have you guys done shows yet?
No, this is our first show this Saturday, yeah.
Are you as nervous as you are excited about doing it? I mean, are you comfortable with where you are with knowing the songs at this point?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, like I said, these guys put in a lot of work, so